He got fired from Men's Health for making fun of Girl Scouts. He got fired from Stuff magazine after he hired little people to mess up a company meeting. His deal at Maxim UK ended without them wanting him back after the magazine sold way less while he was in charge. By 2006, Greg Gutfeld had been kicked out of every big magazine he'd ever led. The big shots in media thought he was done and couldn't get a job. Then Fox News called with a weird offer to host a show at 3 a.m. a time so quiet that bosses laughed his viewers would just be drug dealers and moms feeding babies. No one thought he'd make it past 3 months. Jump ahead to now, and that same guy who got rejected has more watchers than Colbert, Fallon, and Kimmel all added up. He turned into the top dog of late night without really being on late night TV. But going from messing up all the time to ruling TV wasn't just good luck. It meant getting fired a bunch, meeting a Russian model in Portugal, getting a bunch of fans who couldn't sleep, and totally changing how American talk shows work. To get why a guy who couldn't hold a job longer than 2 years became the most watched in his spot, we gotta go back to where his habit of wrecking things started. Gregory John Gutfeld was born on September 12, 1964 in San Mateo, California. His mom, Jackie, raised the kids in a Catholic home. Young Greg went to Junipero Serra High School, an all-boys Catholic school that also had NFL quarterback Tom Brady and baseball star Barry Bonds. He started at the University of California, Berkeley in the mid-1980s. For a guy who'd become a conservative media guy, this pick shaped him in surprise ways. Berkeley's liberal vibe didn't change him to their side. It pushed him away. He'd say later that he turned conservative from being around liberals and libertarian from being around conservatives. The bad parts of both sides, he saw, had the same problem, acting all high and mighty, bossing people on how to live. He didn't want any of those group rules. After getting his English degree in 1987, Gutfeld got an internship at the American Spectator, doing small jobs for the magazine's super tough editor, R. Emmett Tyrrell. The job showed him how conservative media worked from the inside. But magazines didn't pay much, and Gutfeld moved into men's lifestyle mags. He began as a writer at Prevention magazine, a health mag where he started drinking a lot and doing drugs at what friends said was a huge amount. The partying stuck with him for years. He moved up to Men's Health, the big guide to muscles and workout tips that was everywhere in the 1990s. By 1999, Gutfeld was editor-in-chief. He was 35 and running one of the top men's mags in America. Then he got fired. The reasons changed based on who you asked. Gutfeld had put out stories mocking Girl Scouts, cat fans, and his own boss. The company that owned the mag decided he caused more problems than good. One news place called his job path both cool and sad. He kept getting to the top, then falling all the way down. But Gutfeld didn't get careful from failing. He went even harder on the wild stuff. His next job was Stuff magazine, a mag about gadgets, girls, and stuff young guys like. Gutfeld changed it from an okay mag to a huge seller, growing readers from 750,000 to 1.2 million. He made it totally crazy, testing limits that had people put up with because sales went up. Then came the thing that marked his mag days. In April 2003, the American Society of Magazine Editors had a meeting called What Gives a Magazine Buzz. Gutfeld chose to show that for real. He hired 3 short actors from an agency and sent them to the meeting to cause as much trouble as they could. They crunched chips super loud. They let their phones ring over and over. They talked loud while big bosses tried to speak. Guards kicked them out. The story got in the New York Times. Gutfeld got fired right away. Most jobs would end there. He sure looked like it. No big American mag would hire him now. He got famous for bad reasons. But getting fired in America wasn't enough for Greg Gutfeld. He chose to get himself kicked out to a whole other continent. London in 2004 gave Gutfeld a new chance. The UK version of Maxim needed an editor-in-chief and maybe no one there knew about the little people thing. Or maybe they did and didn't mind. Anyway, Gutfeld packed up and went across the ocean. His first week meant going to a company meeting in Portugal. Maxim had versions in over 30 countries and the boss brought editors from everywhere to talk plans. Gutfeld got to his hotel room and started getting comfy. Then he saw the woman in the room next door. Elena Musa was tall, with dark hair, and worked as a photo editor for Maxim Russia. She started as a runway model before switching to mag work. At the Portugal meeting, she got Gutfeld's eye right away. He'd say later it was like he knew instantly. He looked at her and thought, that's my wife. He just knew. The issue was Elena didn't want anything with him. Gutfeld spent 3 days chasing her in what he said was dumb ways. She stayed cool, brushing him off, not caring about the short American editor who kept showing up. Finally, he asked her on a real date. She said yes. Something changed between them. In weeks, Elena moved from Russia to London to be with him. Things moved fast in a way that looked crazy to outsiders. They'd known each other just 5 months when they got married in a small city hall thing in New York. There weren't many wedding pics. Both liked keeping things private over showing off. Gutfeld wrote about Elena in his 2008 book, saying how she made him go out and see London instead of staying in watching reality TV. She gave him steadiness he'd never had in mag offices or bars. But steadiness didn't save his job. Gutfeld's time at Maxim UK gave bad results. Sales dropped while he was boss. When his deal ended in 2006, they didn't renew. He was now 41, no job again, and just married with no clear next step. The couple moved to New York City. Elena started her own job as a fashion stylist, later working with mags like Venice, L'Official, and Design Scene. She went to Parsons School of Design and finished in 2017. But in 2006, both Gutfelds were starting fresh. Greg took a weird job that seemed like killing his career. He became a blogger for the Huffington Post. The Huffington Post was all the liberal media stuff Gutfeld hated. But founder Oriana Huffington let conservative people on her site and Gutfeld saw a chance to stir things up from inside. His posts got famous for what people called crazy funny mocking of other bloggers. He made fun of Oriana too. He went after other writers. He made every comment area a fight zone. One of those comment areas got notice from another blogger named Andrew Levi. The two started throwing jokes and found they thought alike. Dark, funny in a mean way, ready to upset anyone for a laugh. That online fighting would turn into something big soon. Because while Gutfeld was bugging liberals online, someone at Fox News was paying attention. The call came in late 2006. Fox News wanted a late-night show. Was Gutfeld up for it? He said yes fast and true. He had no money. He'd do whatever. Fox flew him to New York for talks. The idea was odd. The network wanted to fill a time no one watched. Set first for 2 a.m. the show would play when most people slept. The people they aimed for, Gutfeld joked, were drug dealers and moms with babies, plus prisoners. They got lots of mail from prisoners. The show started on February 5, 2007 called Red Eye. Gutfeld thought there'd be weeks of practice and careful setup. Instead, bosses said they start in 3 days. The team practiced in the waiting room. Everyone, camera guys, was drinking. It felt more like a party at home than TV making. Red Eye started at 2 a.m. Fox bosses watched early shows and thought it was too wild for that time. Their fix was to move it later to 3 a.m. where less people would see and whine. Gutfeld got bumped down in his own show before it got fans. But something surprise happened in those quiet night hours. Red Eye got a group of superfans. The show's style broke every rule of cable news. Gutfeld would bring on guests with silly over-the-top nice words. Topics went from politics to celebs to total silly stuff. Nothing was off limits. Nothing was off limits. Fox News got made fun of a lot. The laughs were dark, weird, and nothing like other TV. Andrew Levi, Gutfeld's fighting buddy from Huffington Post, joined as the show's fixer guy. Bill Schultz, a friend from Gutfeld's Stuff Mag Time, became the main helper. The three had weird good teamwork. Levi was the straight-faced joke guy. Schultz was the fun guy who loses. Gutfeld ran the mess like a sneaky circus leader. Gutfeld's mom, Jackie, showed up a lot on Red Eye. He called her senior reporter, joking because she was old. Her job was to watch Fox News in the day and tell what happened. She always griped that women on screen had skirts too short. Gutfeld would say other watchers liked those skirts. The mom-son thing on camera felt real. When Gutfeld was young, he was shy to bring friends to his parents. As a grown-up, he saw those friends like being with Jackie more than him. She had a straight-talk realness that people liked. She backed everything her son tried, even when it looked like it'd flop. Red Eye shouldn't have made it. A 3 a.m. show with no money, drunk camera people, and random topics had no reason to get watchers. But ratings went up. The show started beating shows in busy times even though it was at night. Then, in July 2011, Fox gave Gutfeld something bigger, a new day show called The Five that needed hosts. The style had 5 people talking news and politics every weekday at 5 p.m. Gutfeld would be on. E of The Five. The Five blew up. The show made TV history as the first not busytime show to be #1 in total watchers and the big group of adults 25 to 54. Gutfeld was now in front of millions instead of thousands. But he kept doing Red Eye too, handling both for more years. The hard work couldn't go forever. In February 2015, Gutfeld said he was quitting Red Eye for a new thing. The 3 a.m. show did its job. It showed Greg Gutfeld could keep watchers when no one thought anyone watched. Now Fox wanted to see what he'd do with a good time. The Greg Gutfeld show started on May 31, 2015 as a weekly Saturday at 10 p.m. The style mixed politics laughs with variety show bits. Gutfeld did long talks. He talked to news people. Regular guests had comedian Kat Timpf, who brought free-thinking views and quick jokes, and wrestler Tyrus, whose big scary look went with smart thoughts. For 6 years, the show ran weekends while Gutfeld did his daily on The Five. He worked non-stop building fans who stuck with him show to show. The late-night guys on big networks hardly noticed him. They didn't see a Saturday Fox show as a rival. Then came 2021. Fox said the Greg Gutfeld show would go to weeknights and change to Gutfeld. The new one would air at 11 p.m. Eastern, right against Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Kimmel. News people thought it'd flop. How could a cable news show fight big network stuff? How could a conservative funny guy get watchers who'd picked Jon Stewart and those after for over 20 years? The answer came fast. By August 2021, Gutfeld beat The Late Show with Stephen Colbert in ratings. The show got over 2 million watchers a night, more than any other on big or cable. The guy who started at 3 a.m. now owned 11 p.m. The reject was the king. The numbers got better. By end of 2021, watchers for Gutfeld and The Five added to over 5 mil. Ion. In October 2022, Gutfeld got its best-rated show ever, with 2.5 million in one night. No late night could beat that. In June 2023, Fox moved Gutfeld to 10 p.m. Eastern. The change meant it wasn't really late night anymore. Critics said it was cheating, that a 10 p.m. show shouldn't compare to 11:31's. Gutfeld didn't care about the words. He cared about the fans, and fans kept growing. The show's win showed bigger changes in how Americans watch media. Old late night got more political with hosts going after conservative watchers as bad guys. Gutfeld gave another choice. His laughs hit both sides when they earned it, though Democrats got most. More key, his show felt real in ways fancy big shows didn't. The Weekly Standard once called him the most dangerous guy on TV. Unlike other media people, Gutfeld's stuff was really upsetting the norm, like a bad smell bomb in every school teacher room, regular news place, movie making, and charity board. He got his fans not by following what's hot, but by being just him, a guy who causes trouble and got fired from every good job until he found a spot that liked mess. The later parts of Gutfeld's story happened in ways no one guessed, even him. In December 2024, he shared news that surprised longtime watchers. At 60, Greg Gutfeld became a dad for the first time. He and Elena had a daughter named Myra. The news came on the 5, where Gutfeld joked about his daughter's loud cries and his plan to teach her 3 languages. 20 years married with no kids. Then, when most guys his age think of grandkids, Gutfeld became a new parent. The private guy who hardly talked about his wife on camera now had a new side to life. The baby news came with his ongoing job wins. By 2025, Gutfeld was still the most watched in his group. His closest rivals on big TV fought to get 2 million while he always got over 3 million. The late-night world changed by someone the biz thought wasn't good for TV. The difference with his rivals shows part of it. Big late-night shows cost about $100 million a year to mar. Gutfeld ran with way less money. His show kept its rough start feel, never trying to match the fancy of Colbert or Fallon. His idea on failing came true. Getting fired, he said, was the best for anyone. People think fired means job over. Really, you end up better. He lived that idea over and over, making each fire a step up, not a stop. The way became clear only looking back. Every fire pushed Gutfeld to a place his skills could shine. Men's Health wanted same stuff. Stuff wanted normal. Maxim UK wanted more sales. None wanted a guy who starts trouble and hires little people to wreck meetings. Fox News, the 3 a.m. spot no one cared for, finally gave space for Gutfeld to be him. Elena stayed mostly hidden in his rise. She kept her fashion job, showing sometimes on his Instagram, but staying off his TV. Their love lasted because she avoided the lights. When Russia attacked Ukraine in 2022, Gutfeld used Fox ties to help get Elena's mom from Lviv to Poland. He showed the meetup video on air, one rare time his home and work mixed in public. At his career top, Gutfeld now has a spot no one could guess when he sat broke at a Chelsea bar in 2006. The guy who joked his first watchers were bad guys and tired parents built something strong from that. His watchers aren't just Fox fans, but more independents and even Democrats who find big alternatives boring. The numbers say one thing. Over 3 million a night, more than 5 million across shows. Ratings wins that made CBS think if The Late Show could go on. But numbers don't say why it worked. The answer is in that failing and changing pattern. Gutfeld never tried to be what the biz wanted. He got fired for being hard, testing limits, not toning down his gut. Finally, he found a place where those things were good, not bad. From drug dealers and moms with babies to the biggest late-night crowd, Greg Gutfeld showed that sometime. The 3 a.m. reject becomes the top king. Not by changing him, but by finding fans who wanted just what he gave all along.